Добре, отивам да пуша аз, докато краш пусне.
Тръгна, само ако му ми кажеш микрофона дали ми е окей там.
Аз нищо не виждам.
В YouTube,
Как да видя къде е в YouTube?
на ескадрилния канал.
Добре.
О, сега ще ви. Тествам контролите набързо.
Много голямо забавяне.
Колко? 30 секунди?
Някъде там.
Нормално. Сега взема зарядното за телефона и...
И че отдавна не съм чел тук в този Discord. FFBist. Все по-напълно.
Има дискусия.
This is a free flight mission. May use it to become familiar with basic aircraft handling or just explore the area. There are no threats.
Що джойстик от толкова седене се разхласва, трябва да спирам.
Какво е направил?
Викам то от другия джойстик моя от толкова седене се разхлабил, трябва да го затегна малко.
А с това си имаш някакви проблеми?
С писта? Не, никакви. Всичко върви идеално.
Защото е нормално да има... след време, нали, като са поупани, да почнат да се появяват някакви аномалии, да трябва да се отстраняват.
Да, нормално. Но за сега не съм имал. Единствено имах проблеми с този профила на F-14, че супер тежък е в началото, а после като олекне самолета и аз съм му намалил силите и става много чувствителен. Другото, което при мен мисля, че пречи е това с тежкия лост и слабите мотори. Трябва да взема нещо по-леко. О, това е туториал мисия.
Welcome and thanks for purchasing the Gamblers campaign. I'm John Rainwater's former F-16 demo pilot and member of the 77th Fighter Squadron. Before you jump in, Baltic Dragon and I thought we would put together a short tutorial to better prepare you for what lies ahead. We could simply have asked you to go through the entire README file, but we all know how that usually ends. There are several things that you should know and grasp in order to fully enjoy our campaign. So trust me, these next 10 minutes will be a good investment of your time. We'll spend it on active pause, not to take your attention away from the instructions and examples. So let's go. In this campaign, you'll have a chance to fly some of the very missions that were based on my experience, as well as the experiences of my squadron mates during deployment with the Gamblers in 2014 and 2015. There are also others, portraying other iconic moments in Operation Resolve, such as the Battle of Rocket, which occurred in 2017. While developing these, we tried to stay as close to real events as possible, while of course making sure that no classified or restricted information would make its way into the campaign. With that introduction out of the way, let's get to making you fully mission ready. Let's get going. First and the most important thing is to properly bind your HOTAS buttons that will enable you to almost completely avoid having to use the spacebar or F10 radio menu for making choices during your playthrough. Of course, both options will still be there and you can always use them if you prefer, or if you don't have any more HOTAS switches to spare, but I highly recommend that you use the new system. We'll be using the plane cipher switch, which has 3 positions, 1, 2, and off. It doesn't have any function in the sim and thus perfect for what we want to do here. It's located right here. I suggest you open the controls menu and bind the plane cipher switch CRAD 1. And CRAD 2 positions to a switch on your HOTAS. Once you've done this, press the spacebar to continue. When playing through the Gambler campaign, you will often be asked to indicate that you are ready to move on or that you've accomplished some simple task. The indication will always show in a form of a prompt on the right side of the screen. Let me demonstrate it for you.
Two,
Wilco. You can now see the prompt saying spacebar 1 or 2 on the left side and giving you basic information about what you are expected to do on the right. So in this case, when you're ready to taxi, simply press freshly mapped HOTAS switch 1 or 2 or use the spacebar to continue. Try it now.
2, ready to taxi.
There will be situations where you'll be presented with 2 options. such as deciding who should conduct an attack on a specific target, or choosing either to read back given coordinates or ask them to be repeated. In the case, the direction you press on the HOTAS button will make a big difference, so try and remember which one is number 1 and which one is 2. Here's another example.
Ще свършим кое е 1 и 2.
Raj, we're going in with 38. You take the 2 AAA emplacements to the west and me the 2 to the east. Single pass. I'll roll in first, you 30 seconds after me. We'll egress back here.
Now you can see you are presented with 2 choices. 1 to confirm you received the transmission, 2 to ask for the information to be repeated. This time you can either choose to use the good old F10 radio menu button, or you can choose to reply via HOTAS with button 1 or 2. First, ask for the plan to be repeated by using 2.
1, say again your last.
Raj, we're going in with 38. You take the 2 AAA emplacements to the west and me the 2 to the east. Single pass. I'll roll in first, you 30 seconds after me. We'll egress back here.
As you can see, the prompt did not disappear, and you can keep asking for the message to be repeated as many times as you like. The other dude or dudette won't be annoyed. Well, maybe apart from that one mission, but there's no spoilers here. Okay, now choose one.
2 copies all, 38. Single pass. 2 emplacements to the west are mine. Egress south, roll in, 30 seconds behind you.
Excellent. The prompt disappears and the mission will continue. One more thing to remember is that sometimes there will be a hidden F10 option without any prompt on the screen. So if you spot something out of the ordinary, let's say explosions, do check it out and you can report them. You won't be notified beforehand, and if you do use this option, you may score extra points. Okay, let's really dive into it and get into what's important here. Fighter-to-fighter terminology. The fighter-to-fighter brief is a specific briefing that occurs between the flight lead and his wingman that provides concise information about the attack. Here's an example of a fighter-to-fighter brief from the same transmission you heard at least twice a few moments ago.
Trail, shooter, shooter, 2 times GBU 38, in from the south, egress south, SOAR west.
You'll find a brief description of the terminology used on your kneeboard. However, I'll give you some important point-outs. If you're told to go and trail, do go and trail and drop and shoot behind your flight lead. Otherwise, this might not work out well for you. Shooter to shooter indicates who's doing what. So in this case, both the flight lead and the wingman will conduct an attack. If you're directed to shooter cover, only the flight lead would engage, etc. Then the weapons used, ingress and egress direction. It's good to follow, however you won't be penalized in the campaign if you don't. And finally the sort part, which is very important. The sort tells the wingman which target to attack. So if you have 2 armor personnel carriers and are told to sort west, then you would have to engage the western one if you were the wingman, or the eastern one if you were the flight lead. You will usually pay the price for messing those up, most likely in the need to expend more bombs or mavericks, which may mean you run out of them later on, which in turn can have various impacts on the mission. It could mean you're Remington and have to RTB early without experiencing the whole sortie, to losing points at the end. Don't say I didn't warn you. Another important aspect here, if you're told to attack but fail to drop, and you decide to run in again, in most instances the mission will wait for you. However, in some cases you'll hear yourself saying off dry, or someone will yell at you saying that you're taking too long and that you should abort. But at this point you'll know you messed up. Now a few words about radio frequencies. As the case with all Baltic Dragon campaigns, surprisingly enough, you'll need to be on the correct frequency to hear whatever is being transmitted there, which means, as is in the case of real life, you will be jumping between them quite a lot. However, in the Gambler campaign, the game will detect whenever you switch to the correct channel and will progress automatically. Here's a quick example.
2, 1, push button 5 on pry.
2.
Okay, now you see the prompt on the right side of the screen. It is enough to push the required channel or manually enter the frequency on the given radio, and things will move on. To make sure we're on the same page, PRI is the UHF radio, AUX is the VHF one. In case of trouble, there's always the F10 menu option to move action forward if the game fails to recognize that you switch. Do so now. Select PRI 5. So now choose channel 5 on UHF radio. All the required frequencies will be listed on the kneeboard for each mission. This is a very easy and seamless way to save you a lot from pressing spacebar. One more note about the radios. There will be moments where you'll hear a lot of radio traffic coming simultaneously on both selected channels. This is realistic and intended. Just remember about the volume knobs if you need to focus on one of them.
And one more thing, which I should have mentioned at the beginning. Make sure that the easy communication is disabled in the gameplay tab. In the options menu.
Another automated part of the missions will be the fence in and fence out procedure. While in real life each pilot will be responsible for this, and each letter in fence has an abbreviation and means specific things for a pilot to do, you can look it up if you're curious, but for this campaign you will need to set up only a few things. Whenever you see this prompt, you should turn your lights master knob switch off. Set the countermeasure knob to manual, semi, or auto, and master arm to the arm position. You can also simply use the F10 menu or press 1 or 2 on your HOTAS to announce that you are fenced in. So go ahead and fence in. Very good. For the fence out, there are 3 things the sim will check. Lights knob not in the off position, countermeasure knob in standby or off, and master arm in safe, or F10 HOTAS again. Go ahead and fence out. Okay, the last thing I want to cover is scoring and debriefing. In general, after you land, you will be presented with a debriefing, which will also inform you on where you lost points, if any. It is important to notice that to have the mission counted as a success, you need to first land, kind of like real life. After that, you'll taxi to the assigned parking spot and you'll see this prompt, which will also remind you to check the debrief. To read the debriefing, simply press escape and then select the briefing option. Whatever was there before the mission will be replaced with a mission summary with indications where you didn't perform as well as you expected.
On a more general note before I let you go, some players report that unofficial third-party mods, like aircraft or additional software, may impact DLC campaigns and affect the way in which the AI behaves. Therefore, to be on the safe side and get the best out of this campaign, we highly recommend that you disable them for your playthrough. It's not that you'll be using them anyway. Finally, we would like to thank Wing for sponsoring this campaign. You'll be seeing their logo at the end of the missions, and rightly so. They make some pretty damn good flight accessories.
And that's it. We hope you enjoyed this campaign and looking forward to your feedback. Rain out.
So, Keaton Faisal Air Base, or Hotel 4, what exactly is this place?
Built before the Second World War, used by the Brits. Later on, Jordanians then restored it and keep some of their Cobras in Hotel 4.
But seriously, what is the story there?
We won't be the first Americans to show up. We have a whole MQ-9 operation being ran from that place. It's a small airbase, but puts us way closer to our probable AO, which would be between 120 and 200 miles. King Hussein, where they were going to put us first, is more than 70 miles further away.
From the front you're coming to with their Mirages and the bazirani.
True coalition of the Lily. Who else have we got?
Emirates, Moroccans, wouldn't be surprised to see the Saudis. Plus Canadians, Australians, Danes, and Italians. But most of them, barring Australians, operate only in Iraq, not over here.
All that to bash ISIS? Like they're not already fighting everyone else in the region.
Wish it was that easy. ISIS is a fig leaf, allowing almost everyone to pursue their own agenda. Be it against Assad, Iran, Kurds, you name it.
What about the Israelis? Well, they're not part of the coalition, but from what I've heard, they are bombing both Syrians and ISIS.
We are getting into a real quagmire, people. We will be briefed and debriefed about the situation before and after each sortie, but expect things to be changing fast and often. I know I said it 1,000 times, but I will once again. If there's anything set in stone out there, it will be our ROE. Follow it to the letter.
Радара как излизат тия деца в нощ, странично летите.
Spike, mainstay 030. 4, hey, so, your brother's here too.
Always watching.
They are not on the ground now?
Wait for the intel briefing.
Roger. Med always this busy?
Affirm. Also part of the civilian traffic that normally passes over Syria has been moved here.
Roger. So whole of Syria is a no-fly zone?
Technically, yes. But that doesn't stop Assad from bombing his own people. There are parts where we're not allowed to fly. But you'll see our allies, Israelis, Turks, Russians, occasionally Iranians up there too.
That will help with identifying the bad guys.
The bad guys won't be flying anything. Don't expect too much air-to-air. Or main focus will be on ground pounding. Guns curved. Outposts, strongholds, convoys, artillery positions, refineries, ambushers, you name it. With very limited anti-air capabilities, but determined as hell.
Any cage hacks on our side?
Not too many, but yes. We have trained some of the rebels for that. Also, some SPAC A's and A-10s will be coming to Kuwait very soon. November 045. Must be more of them down there. Cruisers never travel alone. Stay firm, and that means that the Russians take what is happening here seriously. Wizard, Weasel 1-1.
Weasel 1-1, Wizard, go ahead.
Wizard, Weasel flight is impeded by a radar from the north. Hotel November. Please advise.
Weasel 1-1, zero flight, battlegroup. 110 miles to the north, heading west. contact, no back.
Thanks, Wizard. Do you have a weather update for Haifa?
Stand by. Weasel 1-1, weather update. Overcast, cloud lighter 10 out of 10. From Angel 12 to Angel 16. Wind 030 at 7 knots at 15,000. 035 at 10 at 5,000. No change expected.
Weasel 1-1, roger.
Welcome to Syria, Weasel.
Най-близкият самолет е много странно да се мести напред-назад.
Да,
Поне на стрима.
настрани
Виждаш?
ходи.
Напред-назад ми изглежда на стрима.
надясно.
Все едно лаква на мултиплеера, то не е мултиплеер.
Не, те ботовете така се движат. Обаче паки, чудеси.
Точно горивото.
Горивото е 8300.
С две баки ли си?
Две, да.
Weasel 1-1, Texaco.
Send it for Weasel 1-1.
Weasel, I have your clearance. Say when ready to copy.
Ready to copy.
Contact Haifa Control on 233.0. Descend and maintain 12,031.
Will go.
Аз не мога фанско да се успяха 250, тия ще ме точно.
Roger that, Texaco. Thanks for getting us here.
Our pleasure, sir. Stay safe.
Ще зареждате ли?
Не,
преди...
то няма да има нужда. Има още една по-дълга точка и после каца.
Weasel, go button 7.
И парти за боя. Това на 10 000 метра да завил по това.
5. 6. Weasel, check frag. 3. 4. 5. 6. Control.
Аз чакай сега го виждам
To
това.
31,000. In transit, King Faisal, Oscar Mike Foxtrot.
Weasel, Hyper Control, radar contact. Maintain heading, descent of 12,000.
Weasel 1-1, maintain heading, descend to 12,000.
Emirates, Echo Kilo 121, Hyper Control. Hyper Control, Echo Kilo 121. Priority traffic at 11 o'clock, maintain current heading. Echo Kilo 121, maintaining current heading.
Смили до следващата точка, да видим, че се спуснем елите и ще почнат да играт по-рано.
Weasel 5 and 6, drag 1 mile. 5. 6.
На коя точка са ви наземни? Или първо
Тук е само кацането. И реално се едно полет от Испания до Сирия.
Аз вярвам, че видях някаква карта. Тоест трябва да кацнете, за да презаредите, след това да почнете мисията по същество.
Не, то реално ще е следващата мисия.
Да.
Ами ли съм, не съм ли, се тая.
5 saddle, 1 mile. Weasel cleared close.
Sir,
3. 4. Control, Weasel 1-1 out of 30,000 for 12,000.
Weasel 1-1, Hyper Control, clear to transit to 12,000.
Те върват наляво, надясно, тук пред тебе нещо правят, какво правят никой.
Те искат да съберат формацията от това, което разбираме и да почнем да се спускаме до 12 000. Събират двойки. Защото сме 6 самолета. Сега той ще му отиде отляво. Ще го видя в брифинга. Да.
На кое летище кацате?
Това е H4 дето. Тя е една карта. Como é? Да, е газ надолу.
Wing, не си изтреб.
Яко да, тото.
И не стигаш, дръпни малко спирачка.
Не, рано. Даже газа. Защо изравниха на 15 000 вече?
За да са в облак.
Ще се надея по-скоро.
Може да е високомера разлика.
Може. Не, май пикират много леко надолу. О, така.
Това е Афганистан ли? Не, чакай, това трябва да е Сирия.
Сирия. Това е тук, това е езерото, как беше до... Това е известната база на израелската.
Може би езерото града е Холмс, може би.
Че направи грешка да даме F10. Да, до Рамат Давид, това голямото езеро. Как се казваше?
Катина.
Морето на Гребена. Тук сме летяли, даже сме правили мисии от Рамат Давид.
Не, аз гледам Сирия. Sea of Galilee.
Smoke ahead.
Yep, that's in Syria. Yeah, looks like we're going to have the targets right under our noses. Unlikely. We'll be all over the place. You've seen the initial brief, the map, and the jigsaw. We will get the intel update once we land. After talking to Hotel 4, we'll split into elements and land in 2 with Tally, then Hulk and Bear, Chaos and Pyro last. Questions? Good. Continue on this course towards waypoint 2. You see those two towns off our nose? The larger one to our right, looking like a huge spiderweb, and the smaller one to the left? These are the last large settlements. Nothing of this size for many miles where we're going. Next, you gonna tell me we'll be sleeping in tents? How did you guess that? God damn it. I'm turning back. Weasel, push button 10. Weasel, check. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. I'm on approach. Weasel point with you at 12,000. Transit to King Faisal. Entering your AOR. Weasel, this is Aman approach. Radar contact. You're clear to switch to King Faisal approach at 256 Street. Clear to switch King Faisal at 256.3. Weasel 1-1. Up ahead, there is King Hussein Air College. Originally, this was supposed to be our home plate, but somebody in chaos wisely decided to put it as Hotel 4, so closer to our usual AO, which will be Central Syria. Why do they call it Air College? I think this is where they train their pilots on C-101.
Weasel 2, Mud 6, 105.
Стана? 15 мили. Ай, после още 50 мили. Сега автопилот е такъв завършен проект.
Okay, left hand turn to 065. Go.
Невъзможно за следване. Близо.
Ехо.
Здрасти, Евгений.
Какво правите, бе, деца?
Краш стримва, аз гледам.
Той не е ли фишбет, дет стримва?
Краш се стримва по YouTube.
Окей. Научи ли се да фъркаш с тентлайски?
Мика, втора природа. Абе, има някои детайли, трябва да... Искам да мога да го обясня на друг, да ми е толкова ясно. Кога ракета става активна, кои дистанции се гледат. Защото изкача едно барче на това, на радара, и то май показва кога ще удари.
Таймерче, барче.
Да е прогрес бар един такъв нагоре релкапа. След това не мога да разбера защо по някой път при едни и същи обстоятелства метките не излизат, друг път не излизат. След това когато съм на 30 000 фита, а те като слязат на 11, тогава мисля, че трябва да насочвам лъча надолу. Но все още говорим за цели, които са пасивни и не стрелят по мене с ракети. Вчера коментирахме какви бъгове има. Много неща разсипаха с новия трети си.
Излежа много.
И какво казваш?
Тук излежа много добре.
Аз що не виждам ти да стримваш?
В YouTube.
Бранко, дръпни пердето, че има снайперист на покрива. Така.
Защо не ми излиза нашия сървър в 200? Ми не, тук излиза като го потърся ръчно. Ти работиш ли още или си в отпуска?
Работя. Още една седмица.
Ясно. После ще съм офлайн за известно време. Имате ли големи проекти сега или как?
Не, имам от София и си регистрирам колата в качество.
Не моля да регистрираш във Варна.
Ето къде тук?
Не, аз имах предвид на работа.
На работа там. Там и нощно да работя, винаги ще има работа. Че не чута.
Обой топло ли в София?
Страшна жега беше тази седмица. От утре други ден ще чакаме леко разклажда.
Altitude. Altitude.
Евгений, ти си идваш до България, като се напусна.
Да, мисля, че на 4 август. За седмица. Защо?
И там.
Значи бях решил да пътувам през зимните месеци, ама сега така се комбинираха нещата, че за една седмица ще отида до Пловдив. Ще видим какви жеги ще са тогава. Какво става с твоя джойстик?
Какво прави сега? Аз тази взех основа от март.
Ага. Те сега гледам и Trustmaster са пуснали основи, там нови тротали.
Не съм ги гледал тези новите, защото нещо им нямам доверие и пич вече.
И малко по-комерциална история. Ама са скъпи. И те.
Колко са?
Тук излизат в кроните. Кроната е много слаба сега, ама 3 по 5000 крони излизат. 300 евро, 250 нещо.
Няма смисъл, force feedback база е бъдещето.
Weasel 1-1 is on the ground. We take shelters 7 and 8. Weasel 1-3 takes 9 and 10. Weasel 1-5 takes 11 and 12 at the end of the runway.
2.
3.
4.
5.
6.
Force feedback, ама на fly-by-wire нямаш force feedback.
Въпреки всичко, пак малко ефекти да имаш, да има някаква обратна връзка. При че нали седиш на стола. Кацането се едно 6 евро са приземяване. 6-16. 160. Къде заминаха? Стана.
Tower, Weasel 1-5, 2 ship, 5 mile initial runway 10, request full stop.
Weasel 1-5, Tower, clear to land, runway 10, winds are 065, 420.
Weasel 1-5, clear to land, runway 10. One, 5, I have problems with the landing gear. It won't come down.
1, roger. I'll notify King Faisal. Tell the tower, no need to bother the king. King Faisal, Weasel 1-1. Weasel 1-5 reported a landing gear malfunction. We'll try to troubleshoot it in the air, but get ready for a wheels-up landing. Weasel 1-1, Tower, roger. Sending emergency services. Appreciate it, Tower. Chaos, what's your fuel?
5.0.
Лека нощ.
Ciao, Fishbet.
Okay, we have some time. Get the landing gear checklist and work on it. Keep me posted on how it goes.
5, roger. One, 5, don't have the checklist on me.
Roger, hold on. Let me get mine.
Pyro, get below me and let me know what's going on with my gear, will ya?
Roger. Okay, 5, describe what is happening.
Landing gear won't lower.
Roger, let's go through the checklist. First, depress the down lock release button and try to lower the landing gear handle.
No joy, still won't go down.
Alright. Alt flap switch. Extend.
Done.
Brakes channel switch to channel 2.
Channel 2 selected.
Alright, moving now to alternate gear handle. Stay below 190 knots and pull the alt gear handle.
Схвърлим.
Altitude. Altitude.
Беше Ultimate Gear Handle на това.
Аз това се чудвам.
Това никога не съм ползвал.
Warning, 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 warning.
Alt gear handle down.
That's close to me.
5 gears extending and lock.
Okay, all 3 lights indicate safe.
Roger. Confirm that your external tanks are empty. If not, empty them first. Then depressurize by placing the air refuel switch to open.
Tanks empty and depressurized.
Good. Pyro, land first. 5. After you land, stop straight ahead on the runway. If all is fine, rejoin us at the apron.
Roger.
Roger.
Tower, Weasel 16 and 15, runway 10, request full stop.
Weasel, Tower, clear to land, runway 10, winds are 065, 420.
Weasel 16 and 15, clear to land, runway 10.
Good job, 5. See you at the debriefing.
Момчета, и аз си лягам леко.
Лека.
Чао, чао.
Интересно.
Утре билата.
Какво казваш?
Утре другата мисия.